Alright, so this is going to be a different video. I've been watching a lot of iJustine videos all week and I love her. I wish I could be her because while this channel is mostly ballet, and yes, I love ballet, I love tech stuff and especially like Apple products and cameras and things like more than anything else, I think. And it's a problem. But I just thought it would be a fun video to go through some old stuff. I have like all of my Apple stuff here and then a couple of really old things that I wanted to show you guys that I found when I was moving. So to start out, so I don't have my original cell phone or even a couple of the others I had because I didn't keep them. I think my mom actually has them still in a drawer at home, or we got rid of them finally. Either way, my earliest phone that I have here was this awesome thing that was the Pantech. I don't even know what it was, but it was awesome. It was really cool because and if you look, they make this huge deal about 2-megapixel camera. Clear, I don't want to call anybody. But yeah, so it was a very cool phone. Everybody else had the LG Envy that did this. I actually think mine's cooler because mine was pink and white, and that's very me, obviously. So I found that. It won't let me do anything because I don't have it. Well, I do have a SIM card in it. It says I don't. There is still an AT&T SIM card in here, but it's not active because I don't have AT&T anymore. So that's the oldest one I have. I did not want to switch from that to an iPhone or anything with a touch screen. That was like right around the time I think that iPhones were like, the iPhone had already been out a couple of years, I think, at that point. Maybe. That was like, I think 2009 or 10 when I had that phone. But before that I had like a little flip phone. At one point I had a Blackjack. Everybody else had Blackberries, but no, I had the Blackjack, which is like the janky version. And I didn't have data, so it was like I couldn't really do anything with it. I just liked that it had an actual keyboard. It had a camera because my first phone didn't have a camera and everybody else's did. I never had the Razr or any of those cool phones. I actually always wanted a T-Mobile Sidekick, and I almost bought one online one time just because, but I didn't. So then I had that. So at the same time so it would have been 2009 then, because when I went to England I had to get a British phone. Didn't want to pay for a British phone because I was there as a student. I had like no money, so I bought this little brick phone that, yes, had the like T90 texting, and I have to buy a British SIM card and load it. That's actually probably, no, it's not in here, but I couldn't try it. I couldn't turn it on or anything because the charger is like this and we don't use those here. So I don't know if it still works. I hope it does. I may use it if I go back to England next year in case of an emergency. Although now everybody has Wi-Fi, so that helps more. When I lived there, there was not Wi-Fi. Well, there was, but not much. Like my dorm room, I had an Ethernet cable, so if I wanted to use any sort of like internet, I had to plug my computer into the cable and sit over at my little desk, which I did most of the time. This was my first smartphone, really, besides, like, I don't count that Blackjack thing. This was, I don't even know what it was. It was a Samsung. It was the only Android phone I've ever had. I hated it. It was pink, which was the only cool thing about it. It was the first time I got, when I switched to Sprint, this was the first phone I got. It like never worked. It was so slow. It was supposed to have this like eco-friendly battery that can sun charge and all that stuff, but it like never worked. I don't know. But it had a cool keyboard. Is this even focusing on all these things I'm showing you guys? There we go. But yeah. So it wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. That was when I finally switched to my iPhone 4S, which I don't have. I traded that one in when I got my 6S because I needed like money towards my 6S. Other than that, I've not traded in any of my iPhones and stuff because I just like them too much. So what I also found when I was moving, which was funny, my original iPod Touch, actually I have my original video iPod even too, which finally just died. The motor died, I think, like the hard drive or something, and it died. So the battery still works, but I can't get to work. Like, I loved this thing to pieces, and it still has all this music on it that I can't get off. I know it's my own fault, but back in the days of LimeWire and stuff. But, and just CDs that I don't have anymore and things. So like it has stuff on here that I probably would, if I saw it again, would be like, oh my gosh, that was like my favorite song. I need that again. But I can't get onto it. I still have it because I'm just hoping one of these days I can like make the Apple Store fix it. I don't know if they can. But back to then, I finally gave in and got an iPod Touch more for games and things than anything else. I didn't want to use it for music. I was still using that even when I had like my iPhone 5S, I think. Even my 6S, I think I was still using that. This, I booted up it still has the original like lock screen. I did change the picture. And then, so let's do this. Look at that. It's so old. It's on iOS 6. It can't update anymore. Like, look at how Instagram and YouTube look. It's so weird. But yeah, like even messages. Like if I open up, let me see what messages I have in here. This one from my cousin. But like, just look at the old iMessage. Like, it's so cute. And then this camera here, it did have camera and video. Here's your camera. So here's my, I will say it was very like pixelated and not crisp and clear, so it kind of makes me look younger a little bit. And then you have your video. So this would be the video. Obviously I'm not recording. It did have front facing as well. Let's do that. So if I take a picture, my front-facing iPod Touch, I don't even know what generation this is. There you go. So, I don't know. It's really cool to look back on. I'm having a blast just going through and like messing around with old settings because they don't look like that anymore. And I was having a blast like taking pictures with all my different iPhones and comparing them to this more than anything, because now I have the 8 Plus. I want the 10S so bad. Not the Max, just the 10S, but I can't because I'm on a budget now. So no more buying things. Then I also have the iPhone 5S, a little like blocky one. This was the gold one. I love this case. I won't get rid of this case even though I don't really need a case on it now. It's a Kate Spade and it just says focus on what you love, and I love that because I love photography. But I mean, this one's up to date. This is iOS 12. But it's just so tiny when you look at it compared to my 8 Plus. But, so, I still have that. I still have my rose gold, which I'll take this off because they don't make that anymore. I'm mad because I loved the rose gold stuff. My rose gold iPhone 6S, which I was so excited to go get. Like, I went to the store on my lunch break when I lived in North Carolina so that I could get this phone because I wanted it so bad. And I still think it's like my favorite phone other than the camera. Like, I got the 8 Plus because of the camera. I love this color. I love the size of it. I kind of don't like having a giant phone. So, and if I want to take off my case on my 5S, I will show you. I had the gold one. So, very pretty. I actually really liked the blocky style of the phones before. I didn't like when they went to the rounded style of the 6S originally. Like, I'm used to it now, but I still like the kind of blocky. Like, I like how the SEs look. Like the rose gold SE, I would totally buy that phone if it had a good camera. Totally. But yeah, so these are just very different in how they look and the widths and all that, but the cameras are about the same. The thing I don't like about the new ones, like the 10s, is they got rid of the classic Apple look. Like, without the home button and stuff, I kind of feel like they all look like Androids, which is the only thing I don't like is the look, because like with Apple stuff, it's all about, you know what it looks like when you see one. You saw my little iPod, my 5S, my 6S, and then the one that I use now is my 8 Plus, which I got for the camera, literally. So this is what it looks like. I got the sandy gold color because I'm still mad that they got rid of rose gold. I love the rose gold. So the camera on this is, let me take a picture on this and show you to compare it. I don't have the good front facing camera that the 10 does, but still. Compare it to my iPod. Well, let me show you this. Okay, there's my iPod. Let's look at these. Like, you can see the difference in the quality here. iPod Touch, 8 Plus. Not that that's a fantastic picture of me, even though I did my hair and makeup today, but still, really good picture. And this is my awesome case from Pixie Cases. It's all Disney World stuff. It's called Living in Fantasyland, and I love it. The other things I was going to show you are I have 2 iPads and 2 MacBooks, just because I'm going on the tech theme here. I've done a video on my cameras, which I may do another one again. We'll see. A better one. So this is my original iPad. I think it's an iPad 2. I have it in one of the cases with the keyboard that my uncle got me. So this is my original iPad. I take it out. I've like never taken stuff out of the cases. Like I don't ever. It still has a screen protector on it too, so it's pretty big. It's kind of funny because if you compare it to like the 8 Plus, it actually doesn't look as big as it is. And I remember when my sister first got the 6 Plus, I was like, oh, your iPad mini, because it's literally the size of my iPad mini almost. But literally, like, I would have gotten a smaller phone had it had the better camera, which now the 10S does. But, and so does the 10SR, maybe, is what the other one's called. I should know that. I watched the keynote address. I like these things. So this is my mini iPad. I got the gold because that was the only one they had at the time. They didn't have rose gold because this was before that. Mini 3 maybe? But either way, let's look at iPad mini, iPad 8 Plus. It's kind of sad. They're like not that different. I don't know what the camera on this is like. It's not awful, but it's just funny. So then if you have iPad 2, iPad mini 3, like I will still, this one, the battery still lasts pretty darn long. It is a really slow iPad. It can't, I don't think it can update any further. I think it's on like iOS 10. It's so slow, and it has the old charging port, so I actually had to buy a new charger for it because mine was falling apart. But it's so slow that I really just use it for watching videos on, because it can still do that stuff, but like any other apps and like internet stuff, no. Little stuff, like if I go on vacations and things and I want to watch things, I will download them all to this and take this with me. But even then, just like holding it like this, I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel much different than my phone. It's fine. The other thing, so I originally started with a PC because my dad is all Windows and everything. I always loved Mac stuff. My dad did not, so he bought me my first laptop for college because, you know, when I was growing up, we didn't get those till we went to college. But I had a Dell, and it was like actually one of the ones that everybody was like, I'm waiting for the color versions to come out the next month, and I was like, I got the silver one, it's fine. But I don't have that with me. My sister has it right now. I kind of wanted to get it back to use it. And then I also had a little netbook. That was when netbooks were big, was when I was like in my like 2nd or 3rd year of college. And it's like this just cute little tiny laptop that was so slow, so small. And I took it to class with me and would type all my little notes on it because I didn't want to take my giant one with me. Which my dad did get me the giant Dell because I like to watch movies and stuff all the time. So that was so that I could do that. So it was nice for that. Then I went to grad school and I needed a new computer that would actually stop crashing and dying on me and getting viruses, so I got a Mac. I got this one, the last version of the white MacBooks that they made, and I put all these Code with Classy stickers on it recently because I love coding. I still love this. I had to replace the hard drive and replace the battery a couple years ago, and even then it still just had a lot of issues. It's heavy. The DVD port completely has died. Like it sounds like a rocket is launching if you try to put anything in there, so... But it just looks very classy, and I don't know. I like it still. I'll still use it. Like I use this for my coding and stuff because it's just a big screen that I can type on a little better. But I got a MacBook Air like 2 years ago, I think, like when I first got out of grad school. And this still works amazing. I don't need a new one or anything. This just does what I need it to do. It's small, it's light, it's tiny. If I need to take it, it feels like I'm not taking anything with me, and I have a cute little sticker on it. But I also love that this has a light up keyboard, so like I can do stuff, and it will light up. Oh, you can see I was shopping for Canon cameras. Well, not really shopping, but I just wanted to see what my Kroger discount was for that. I was reading the EOS M3 because Justine did a video on it and it was really, really cool. But then I was like, okay, that's a really, really old model. It's from like 2014 or something. Do I really need to buy a camera that's that old? It's a mirrorless. I have 2 mirrorless Olympuses. It's fine. I didn't, don't worry. I reined myself in. I'm getting better. But so this is kind of the one I use for like everyday everything. Like if I need to get on and pay bills, do things like that, this is the one I use. If I need to get on and just type up a note or something, I'll probably still use this one, just because this one connects to everything like my phone. Like that one, I have a hard time getting this to connect to everything because it's older. Like my iTunes is on here, although I mostly use that on my phone anyway. I really want the 10S, but it's not happening. I got this last year. I don't need another one. I paid for this like outright, so I don't even pay on it a month, and I don't need another one. But So that's kind of where tech has gone, all the way from me using this little thing with this little awesome screen. How cool is it though? I want to focus on it. I want you to see it. Oh, there it is. It's so cool. I just wish it still worked even without a SIM card. Oh, that was the other thing. This phone, so this screen is all just a screen on the front. But if I do this, you can, like, I'm typing in a number basically, you can feel it vibrating like what the iPhones did with like the Touch ID. This had Touch ID back in 2008, 9. Kind of, sort of. And I only had to charge it like once a week, which was nice. I don't know that I could say any more on all this. So enjoy. I love technology. I know that's not what this channel is normally about, but I love it anyway. So